Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Down, 12 Jumbo, 180. Let's go, D. Show it up. Show it up.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it's going to be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chris Jones. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. They fake the handoff. Now Carr going for the deep ball. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there for Detroit. 59 yards.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for first and 10. To throw is Carr. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now second and 13. Here's Carr. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play, because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Carr to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
And Bullock will put this one through. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. Topper.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Leo!
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. And this is caught by Watkins.
Whoosh.
19 yards there on the catch and run. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Lions' 41-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check 24.
Tannehill now to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as he'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 27-yard line. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Used to have a coach just tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, you know, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
Hey, lock it. Check 26. Hey. High 7, 5.
On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Chandler Jones came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A give to Cook out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Down! You wide, A. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get this. Shit. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now Carr. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he will force his way forward for a yard or 2, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Haywood!
From midfield, here's Carr. That'll be complete to Cook. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line.
And the Lions, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
180. We're good. 180. 180.
He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. 25 yards to the house. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly
He's
didn't
lost.
work. Yeah, there's no doubt.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check, 59. Watch the run. Switch.
Now Tannehill. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Seahawks 1st down.
On the ready. Tyler, 64, weak.
Yo.
Yes. Hey, Charlie.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike's the 59.
Blue draw Corker.
Mike's 59.
Hey, Wahoo.
On first down, it's Tannehill. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Tight right, tight right. 4 down, 4 down. Out, 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 out.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta.
Hey, watch the ship, watch the ship. Back, back, back. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Watch the twist. Watch the...
Hey, echo. Let's go.
To throw again on second down. Tannehill under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
Bravo.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Now Tannehill. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Shit! Watch the shit! He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Hey, orbit.
Here's Tannehill. It's complete to Golden Tate. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 15-yard line.
Check 4, check 4. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
There.
Check 13.
Hey, exit.
Check 13. Wide, get wide. Mike, check.
Hit it.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Godwin in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting to take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Too low, Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
You better be five. You better be afraid of me.
Jim.
Five.
On second and a yard, Tannehill nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Check. Push him back. Jump. Check 52. Check 31.
Hey, Sam off. Go.
Just beating the play clock now. It's Tannehill. Open man has got one. It's complete. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here's Tannehill. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Look at me. Zipper.
On second and 11 now. Tannehill, and that's complete to McCaffrey. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Tannehill on the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Watch out.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Amendola's got it, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Check 59. Here we go. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. Flushed out right. And this is incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, it's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to. They're probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
Carr completes it. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's a four-receiver look now. Three of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's going to float this one deep right side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Damian Ratley, 64 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, what?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He lost 6 there on the first down play. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
Now on 2nd and 16. Carr. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
17. Seahawks 7.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Go now.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. He sets to fire deep. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Not today, you are. Not today. 29. 50. Express. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Tannehill. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Go! Switch! Ready!
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. He'll bite, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chandler Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Alert 3. Alert 3. Check 3. Check nickel. You go tight.
You're out.
You got tight right there.
Go.
Alert 3.
Snap.
On 4th down, Tannehill. And no, it's incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah. And here we go.
They run the counter with Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
51 somebody. Watch the cover. Lie down.
Greystone, travel.
Again, it's Cook. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Carr. He wants it all for the end zone. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time. He got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
At their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here we go, here we go. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Check safety. He's coming. Double up. He's coming, double up.
Hard.
Hey, watch it.
Back to the air, Tannehill on 2nd down. And this is caught by Watkins. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
61, matchbox lights.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Seattle.
Check.
Yep.
Motion.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Sammy Watkins, 58 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now here's a sneak, maybe looking to run a little time. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to score. A long touchdown. No flags. No time remaining. And they're an extra point away from winning the game.
Break out the oxygen tanks, partner. The air just left this place. This crowd was in a frenzy. They thought they were going to win. Now they're just an extra point away from leaving here with a really disappointing loss.
No time on the clock. This to claim victory. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. No time on the clock. This to claim victory. And he has got it. And to borrow a baseball expression, they're going to walk off a winner. And Charles, on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk about, a lot of hope when the playoffs start. Well, that ended for them. But when they look back, they'll have a lot to be proud of and see if they turn the page towards the next season.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.